Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video just another guy on the internet. And in today's video we're going to be reviewing another map, Massive Asylum. This particular one was made by Pipress. So yeah, I'm actually very excited to take a look at this one. It does look very nice from the few screenshots posted on Play in Minecraft. And actually right before recording this, I did fly around and take a quick look at it. And it does look very nice so far. So yeah, I want to review it here in this video here. Also worth noting is that this map isn't totally 100% finished. It is still a work in progress. There's still a lot of areas missing slash unfinished. So yeah, this will definitely have a few parts in it as more updates come. So yeah, and this will be the first video here. So yeah, without any further ado, let's actually get right into the review here. And yes, of course, we are going to start out in the main driveway here, complete with the security booth here, which has nothing in it currently. But you do have a good amount of detail here. Pretty much everything. I think he's pretty much got everything except for the actual security cameras. So if you really want to add a lot of detail, make sure you add the, I think it's like 1 or 2 security cameras that are in this area here. So yeah, but of course you do have the actual barbed wire here, which is a nice touch. And you also do have the gates here. And of course the dirt road that leads right to the asylum here. Very nice. So yeah, the other gate here, and also the main courtyard in front of the administration block here. So yeah, you can see that there's still a lot of stuff missing here. Really the only thing you got going on at the moment are some of the benches here and some of the actual walkways here. But the shape of the courtyard is correct. It's more of an oval shape here. So yeah, front of the administration block here looks very nice. The proportions here are pretty spot on, I must say. And he also did use stone brick, which I see a lot of people using. I've only reviewed one map that really only used something else besides stone brick. It seems to be a very popular choice of material here. And also, what's very interesting is that he used wood for the roofs. You know, it's kind of a gray color here, but you know, I'm not sure if I would really use wood for the actual roofs here. And I think the only reason he used wood was if he like used stone brick. You know, it'll just get really redundant just having everything the same material. And yeah, and right before I forget to mention this, I also really like the way the towers look. They remind me very much of my towers from my map, and they look really good here. But very interesting thing about these towers is that he used sea lanterns, which I'm not totally sure why. Just a very interesting choice of material there. But yeah, so you do have the side courtyard here, which also looks very nice. All of the actual walkways here are correct. The actual layout of them is correct. And I also do very much like this fountain here as well. Also worth noting is that he chose not to include the scaffolding, which is fine because at the end of the day, it is just a temporary structure. It's not, you know, part of the actual building here, so you don't really have to add it if you don't want to, you know. And he also used brick for the actual, not really fences, but just kind of these walled off areas, which is correct. The actual walls here are made out of brick, and they're a different material than the rest of the structure, which uses stone. Same for these kind of banisters for the stairs here, and of course there's the side entrance there. There's another one on this side here, and yeah, so all of the window placements here are very much on point. very accurate. And this also right here, this area kind of sticks out. This is one of the things I got wrong in my 2017 map, is that I didn't make this area kind of stick out. It actually does. So I'll talk about that more later on some of my future videos. But yeah, so of course you do have the parking lot here, and all the actual, again, you know, kind of the driveway and the walkways here are all correct. And I too would, you know, use stone for the actual, uh, you know, driveway as well. So yeah, with that, I think we can actually head inside. So of course we got the kind of this enclosed area here with kind of the vaulted ceiling, which is correct, and you know, it's kind of hard to represent it at this scale, but I think he definitely did his best with that. And also don't forget to add the Massive Asylum plaque here. So yeah, main entrance and lobby, which looks pretty cool here. You know, you got the two chandeliers here, which turned out very, very nice actually. He used oak wood for the ceiling, which I find interesting because for one of my old maps, I actually did use oak wood for the actual ceiling. But then I switched to dark oak trapdoors because I believe they look a little bit better. It's not so much for accuracy, I just think they look better than the oak wood. But, you know, you can use whatever. But for the actual flooring, I would strongly recommend using andesite for the tile and sand for the carpet, since they're a lot more accurate to the actual materials used. And there's a little bit of furniture going on in here, in this area, but it appears as though most of the areas here are still unfurnished. Again, this is still a work in progress, but you do have some lights in here as well. And yeah, so that's one of the offices there. And let's see, and looks like one of the few rooms that's actually finished here, or how it looks during the actual incident. Although I would imagine that in more peaceful times, there would be a lot more furniture in here, because I highly doubt there would just be a filing cabinet and a desk just in this room. There would probably be more stuff in here, like plants and maybe some other furniture. So, but I do like the look of this fireplace here. It looks like an actual fireplace. And you also do have a little bit of curtains. So, yeah, one of the few rooms that's actually finished here. And I got the restroom here, and he did use the new quartz brick, which I'm also a fan of because it's very close to the actual material that's in the game. It's very close, if not pretty much almost identical here. So that's really cool. So if you're building the restrooms and kitchen areas, yeah, definitely use quartz brick. And yeah, you got this door that leads to nowhere, because originally I thought that this door like led to like a little area like here, but using no clip, this door also really doesn't lead to anywhere. You know, there's no door or anything on the other side if you're standing in this office here. So one of the few minor inconsistencies that you see with the actual design. So yeah, I got this room. You know, looks pretty good. Again, the actual scale and the proportions here are very much on point. So this all looks pretty good. Got more restrooms. And yeah, so you do have a few rooms that are unfinished. It is a little bit dark because a lot of these areas appear as they don't have a lot of lights. So hopefully soon he adds lights, so it's a little bit easier to see. But yeah, so we have a typical kind of side room here. These are pretty much just offices and like break rooms. And the administration block does use a lot of wood. And For the actual wall coverings here, I would probably use kind of more of a blue color, maybe blue concrete. It looks a bit more accurate and better. You know, it's just a suggestion. He doesn't have to take it. And yeah, so all these rooms are pretty much just the same, both in layout and style here. And this would lead to the male ward, although I'm not really sure what's going on with these different leveled windows here. So yeah, let's go back to the main area here. Of course, we got the main staircase and elevator. And I see a console block for the elevator, so I wonder if we will have fully functional elevators in the final version. That would be pretty cool, and I know I've seen that with a few other maps already, and it's also something that I'm planning to do with my map as well. So, the other side here, let's check out the security room. It's really dark. Sorry for that. But then we do have this room. We really don't know what it looks like because we never go into it. But it can be assumed that it does have the actual door to this side entrance here. Yeah, again, apologize that it's so dark. But yeah, all these rooms are pretty much the same here. Although, they would also have fireplaces as well. And again, you know, this leads to the female ward. And you got the different leveled windows here. Not sure what's going on with that. And yeah, so that's pretty much the first floor. And I don't think there's a basement yet. There is no basement. There's also no underground lab or sewers just yet. So hopefully we'll get that soon. Of course, you got the stairs here. And this looks like it was built in 1:1 scale. So my map will probably have similar proportions to this, since I'm also kind of building in a 1:1 scale, or maybe a little bit higher than that. And the reason I say that is because a lot of this is really like the actual scale proportions are just really good. I mean, and like this area right here, like all these small details that you probably haven't noticed, like this hallway here is a little bit wider than the areas at the sides. I'm really looking forward to this because this is probably the most accurate one I've seen so far. You know, some of the material choices could be a little bit better, but the actual, you know, proportions, they're really hard to get right, and by just eyeballing it, I can tell it's pretty close, if not almost identical to what it actually would be like here. So yeah, we got A205, got the upper level of the lobby here. So yeah, I just really like the overall look of this. And of course, even took the time to put in the little vents there. Got the libraries here. Again, it's pretty much all the same material here. Carpet, wood, so yeah, second level here with the staircase and elevator. And this leads to the recreation hall. It's pretty dark, so we're not even going to go in there. And this is yellow stained glass, which is correct. And more rooms here. Again, they're empty, so there's really not much else to really look at anyway. So yeah, pretty much the same as the room below, except, yeah, the ceilings are a little bit lower in this room, and also a little bit lower on the third floor as well. And this leads to the female ward, and I see that he's actually got the wall coverings in here, which he doesn't have yet on the first floor. And this would lead to the prison block, and just kind of terminates there. So I'm curious if he will add areas that, you know, we don't really go into, if he'll, you know, kind of guess. Because I always like that, you know, the reason I like that is because it lets you use your imagination a bit, you know, what you would think is in the areas that we never go into. Because, you know, when you're creating something, you can't really can't use your imagination that much. You have to go off with, you know, what you have, in the game. But with these areas, it kind of lets you use your imagination a bit, guess what they would look like. Um, and this is pretty much just the same as uh, what we saw on the other side here. But here he actually has the fireplaces. And this is all correct. The bottom half is wood, and then the top half is brick. So, and not really sure why these windows are covered up here. A nice little detail would be for you to actually look out all of the windows here. Yeah, I'm not really sure like why it's like that. Like, you can look out through this window fine, but then why can't we look out this window here? And of course this would lead to the mail ward. And interestingly enough, he used clay for this. Which I think is fine because it's a different shade of blue than the rooms in here. And yeah, so let's go up to the 3rd floor here, and it's dark. Again, I apologize, but you do have the kitchen and the cafeteria here, again using the quartz brick, which I'm a big fan of. And we can look out through the windows here, and it also does have kind of this look down thing here where it has a railing and you can actually like look down into the area below. Oh, and one more thing I want to mention is you can see he used sandstone for the tops of the hallways here, and this is actually correct. The 3rd floor here uses kind of like a sand color for the tops here. On the first 2 levels, the top is blue, but here it's actually kind of like a sand color. And this is actually something that I didn't notice until relatively recently. So, and yes, of course, you do have only a 3-block tall ceiling here. So, since the 3rd level is the shortest in height, and yeah, and there is no level 3rd level on the hallways here. In the courtyard, these hallways do have 3 levels here, but it's not totally accurate because we never do see these actual hallways. And also these areas are also raised here, so raised by 1 level in the actual courtyard. So the 1st level has no windows, which is totally not true because in the hallways in the admin block, they do have windows. So yeah, these side hallways here only have 2 levels. And I think that's pretty much it for the administration block here. Here at the back, yeah, not much I really want to talk about, but it is all very accurate and spot on. So, window placements, everything is really good here. And these areas here are actually a little bit higher than the rest of the admin block here, you've noticed. So you can see that this area is a little bit higher than that one, and that is all accurate here. And if I really had to critique something, it would be that the roofs don't match. But then again, the roofs for the admin block are actually very difficult to get right. They're definitely the most complex roofs of the entire asylum. That and the hospital. They're very difficult to do. They got these split levels going on, and they're just overall very complex to do, as opposed to like the wards and the prison, which are very easy to do. But here it's very difficult, and I know in my map it took me forever to get it even close to how I wanted it to. So yeah, I got this back area here, and all the different fences. As you can see, the courtyard is still very much a work in progress here. There's not a whole lot going on, but so far it looks pretty alright. This area looks pretty good here. And you do have the maintenance sheds, which are made out of brick, which is correct. So yeah, mail ward. So you can really just see how much of this is still unfinished here. But I'm a big fan of the exterior so far. It's very accurate here. And this is another thing I got wrong in my 2017 map. I don't want to go too much into detail about it now, as I'm reviewing his map, and this deserves its own video. But this is one of the things I got wrong, is the exterior shape. Just be aware that all of this is correct. I can confirm that all of this is pretty accurate. The actual areas with the staircases do stick out about half the width further than the actual corners. So he made this about 2 blocks, and this is, I think, about 5, which is correct. It sticks out about half the width further than that. And in this middle kind of main area sticks out about half the width further than the staircases. So, and in my map I made them all level, which is totally not true. And this also applies to the prison and female wards as well, since they're pretty much identical in exterior. So yeah, window placements are good here, and yeah, overall I'm a really big fan of the exterior, so it makes me look very much forward to future updates, because so far this is looking really good. So yeah, got the hallway here that connects the prison, male ward, and vocational block. Still kind of trying to figure out the hill here, which I definitely did do for my map as well. Kind of like trying to figure out the best slope for it, because it's also kind of a little bit annoying to get that just right. Because I can see he's really going for accuracy here. I can tell he's definitely spent a lot of time trying to figure all of this out, trying to get it perfect. And just another little pet peeve of mine is that the hallway, the doorway there, doesn't line up. It's right smack in the middle here, but here it's kind of off to the side. So, if you really want to be accurate, you might as well, since all of this is really good here. So yeah, prison. And, yeah, I can already tell that this is definitely the biggest mistake I've seen so far, is that he made the prison 3 levels tall. Really, I would make it 2. I know in the courtyard, the prison is represented as having 3, but the problem is if you make it 3, all of your levels will be completely out of whack, because this area here is supposed to be the entrance, and of course the entrance wouldn't be on the 2nd floor here, when you do have the actual doors down here. So if you make the prison 2 levels, this issue will be fixed. So it's just something, that it's not totally accurate, but if you want your asylum to make sense, it's something you do have to do. So, and while we're already at the prison, we might as well go inside. There is a little bit of interior going on here, but with these rooms that are finished, of course they don't have anything in them. And he did use yellow concrete powder, which another popular choice of material I see being used for the prison is that people use more of a yellow color when it's supposed to be kind of more of this kind of like sand color here that you see being used for the top here. So it's not really an actual yellow color, but the actual like proportions here are all pretty correct here. The layout is correct. And this is where the staircases would be, and some of the holding cells. Decontamination chamber here, and B block. So of course you got the wings here, the solitary confinement cells, and D block here. So this would be the main prison area. This would be the showers, and this right here is also accurate. Everything here is lined up. Another thing I got wrong in my map was I kind of had to set back a little bit further for some reason. So, and this would be the staircases and showers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all he has going on for the prison here. And you can see he hasn't really started the whistleblower sections yet, I've noticed. So no vocational block, no drawing ground, no recreation area, and no hospital just yet. But you can see that he did kind of start doing the drawing ground here with this hallway that is actually made out of brick, since the vocational blocks and all the structures in the drawing ground are built out of brick. And then this is all stone here. And of course, this would lead to the vocational block. And yeah, I got this hallway here. And I just noticed we forgot to review the mail ward, so we might as well go in here and check it out. And this also does look pretty nice here. Although I'd probably use a different type of blue, one that's not really so headache-ish. You know, it kind of gives me a little bit of a headache here. It's really bright. I would use something a little bit more subtle, like the cyan concrete, I think it's called. But all the sand, you know, kind of the sandstone here is correct. And this kind of white here. And of course, this would lead to the actual wards. And the staircases also aren't finished yet. Although once you do start building the actual staircases, you will kind of have to place these windows on different levels here, kind of in the center here, just so they actually line up. So yeah, main staircase and elevator for the mail ward here. Not much to say about it, since there's not much going on here. And nothing in this office yet. And I do consider this an office because I highly doubt there would be a dormitory placed there. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the mail ward. And a nice little touch here, adding the actual brick here, because the actual pattern doesn't go straight right to the actual door. There's a little bit of brick here. And yeah, so there's the male ward. And really the only thing left we have is the female ward. And it's pretty much the same as the male ward, so pretty much everything I've explained about the male ward also applies to the female ward. And the female ward is pretty much just a mirror image of the male ward. So yeah, and also this hallway would probably be raised by a level, so, you know, just so it kind of fits with the rest of the prison here, and I know he definitely did that was because, again, he kind of messed up the order of the levels in the prison. And yeah, and then you just got this hallway here and this little courtyard. Nothing else to really say bad about it. It's pretty spot on here. So yeah, just making sure that I reviewed everything. And yeah, so with that, I can conclude the kind of tour / review. And yeah, so my final thoughts on it is that I believe this is definitely the most accurate one I've seen so far. This is very promising. I'm definitely looking forward to more updates from the builder. I believe that with a few tweaks and modifications and different material choices, this could definitely probably be the best one. So, definitely very excited for more updates, and I will put out more as soon as there is one. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's very good, it's very accurate, very few and minor inaccuracies. The only big one, again, like I've said, is the level of the order of the levels in the prison is kind of wrong, but other than that, this is really good. So, very nice asylum here, and like I said, I can't wait for more updates. So yeah, with that, I can end the review. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video, guys. So, bye for now.